Hattie Shupin versus Nick Walker, the matchup we have all been waiting for. And come Olympia time, we're probably going to see it. But until then, we can do picture comparisons like these. This is Hattie Shupin from the Arnold Classic 2024. He's your Arnold Classic champion. This is Nick Walker from the 2024 New York Pro, which is going on as we speak. But I'm telling you right now, he will be the New York Pro champion. We're looking at two Olympia competitors. They're going to be butting heads like two big mountain rams. You know how they jump up and then boom! It hurts. Hurts just to look at. But anyway, these guys probably going to be the most dangerous threat to Derek Lunsford's title. Let's go through some of these shots. And it goes without saying, picture comparisons, they're not going to be perfect. Angles, things of that nature, they're not going to be the same. The camera for Nick Walker is up a little higher, so it might make his legs look a little bit smaller. You have to take all those things into consideration. But I mean, these are fun. And they are, you can speculate. The physique of Hattie Shupin, I think it's better than Nick Walker's. The overall proportions, the flow of just the physique. Now, when you look at the calves and the forearms, and yes, you kind of notice that here when you do these when you have a comparison with these two dudes. Nick has big forearms, big calves. Hattie Shupin, not so much. Arms, Hattie's arms aren't bad aside from that. Good bicep peaks, biceptuals, nice. But Nick Walker, he's going to have the biggest, best arms in the Olympia lineup. Has to. I think it's a little bit much in the midsection for Hattie Shupin. I think he's doing just enough to scrape ahead. But guys, like I said, camera angles, things of that nature. Nick's arms are deceivingly huge. Go through the shots. And the front lat spread. Is this a takeaway for Hattie Shupin? I think it is. It's a win. I don't think Nick Walker can beat Hattie in this one. You could say the same thing for Hattie not being able to defeat Nick because of the arm difference. Which I think Hattie actually improved on those biceps. Whether he slapped on some clay or not, hard to suggest. Yeah, I think it's a walk away. Turn to the side. This is not a walk away for anyone in the side chest. Again, Nick has the arms. He does really take a good look at the flow, the balance, the delts, the bicep tricep combination with the forearm. Nice flow there. Now this is where I get in trouble with you fans. I love all you guys. All you countrymen, things of that nature. If these guys come from a different country than I myself, or perhaps the United States. I'm not from the United States either, so I'm Canadian. But I don't gush over Chris Bumstead just because he's Canadian. But one thing I do notice, the far delt for Hattie, it just looks a little funny. And when you compare it with Nick Walker's, who looks pretty good there, I don't know. Both guys look good on the legs. Let's just say it's close from the side. Side tricep as well. Now this is maybe not the best picture for Nick. He needs to open up a little bit more, and he did. I think he's looking down to a different judge, down to the left. Maybe Tyler Mannion's down there. And this is the Tyler Mannion pose, the Mannion position. The Mannions, they're just like the Weeders. They like to run the show. Look at the midsection on Hattie. Nick's one of the few guys, though, that can match the depth of the cuts in them abs that Hattie. But like I said, it's a bad timing, I think, for Nick. If Nick would twist a little bit like he does, I think he might be able to get Hattie due to the arm advantage. Oh, who are we kidding? We all came here to see the back shots. We came to see who's the more conditioned lattices. And if you're familiar with Hattie Shupin and Nick Walker, you know that Walker's double bi is his better shot. We know that Hattie's rear lat spread, it's his better shot. I apologize, guys. A lot of you guys are going to be tuning into this one, so I get a little bit nervous when I expect a larger audience. Nick looks peeled, man. Nick looks very shredded to the diced. He looks maybe more conditioned than Hattie. It is hard to suggest. It is hard to say for sure. All I can tell you right now is Hattie's back. It looks a little better than Nick's. But we already went over this, guys. The rear lat for Hattie's is better shot. Here's the rear double. The rear lat was a little bit closer than I thought, and the rear double, I think, is also closer than I thought. I thought Nick was going to walk away with this one, with a victory, physical and moral. But I don't know, man. Hattie really worked on this pose. If you look at condition, you have to really consider the fact that the clarity of the shots, the lighting, he has a big screen in front of him. Hattie Shupin, that's going to distort the lighting a little bit. Nick Walker, New York Pro lighting, awesome. And they don't put a screen in front of them or behind them. Rather, in front of them now, I guess they're facing the back. But you know what I'm saying. Makes a huge difference. But in the pictures, Nick Walker does look more conditioned. It's going to be a matchup. This is your matchup. This is your rivalry. Abs and thigh. And Hattie's winning this one, but I think Nick Walker, he's only losing on the shape alone. He has the same type of condition that Hattie has. Nobody else can say that. Nobody else can say that. You put all these other guys up against, you got your Samson Doudas, your Derek Lunsfords, and they don't have that separation that Nick Walker does. It's a genetic thing. His midsection is a little bit wider from the front. You look at the pictures of him competing when he was a teenager, for goodness sakes. Well, younger, 20s, whatever he was. And he had the, he doesn't have that Victorian waistline like this Iranian, the Victorian Iranian. So yes, most muscular, most certainly a toss-up between these two guys. So who would I give it to? Well, honestly, it could go either way. I think Hattie Shupin, a little more shredded, a little more diced from the front. And I honestly think Nick Walker looks more conditioned from the back. There, I said it. So it could go either way. Hattie Shupin maybe winning more poses. He won the front lat and the abs and thigh. All the other ones could have been debatable. Nick Walker fans are going to say he won everything but the abs and thigh and the front lat spread. But I don't know. It was pretty close. Nick might have been more complete as far as forearms. No clay slapped on. Well, what do I know? Maybe I slapped on clay. What do I know? But you know what I'm so saying? You can kind of detect maybe. But I don't want to get into that. We'll say with smaller forearms, calves, things of that nature, Nick has an edge in that aspect. But yeah, it could go either way. It's a toss-up. Nick Walker, he's your latest customer here. He almost just won the New York Pro. By the time some of you guys watch this video, he'll already have won the New York Pro. And if he didn't, I guess Martin Fitzwater pulled off the upset of the decade, or Tony O'Burton, one of the two. But Nick Walker, I don't know though. I don't know. I'm inclined on believing that Hattie Shupin would get the edge between these guys. So I guess we'll leave it at that, won't we? Am I a coward? Perhaps. Let me know. Who you guys think better bodybuilder here? Not who's gonna win come Olympia time. Who do you think would win if both of these versions were able to step through a time capsule? Both step on stage. Who would win, Hattie or Nick? Have a great one, guys.